Bassmaster Elite Series has changed their exemption status. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. The Bassmaster Elite exemption status, or token, as some people say, changed recently. Something that you can't find on their website, and we only would have known about this because of Luke Clausen, a former Classic champion who has technically 2 exemptions. Now, if you don't know, Bassmaster created the legendary exemption back in 2016. You can have 2 anglers per year who have an exemption for winning either an AOI or a Classic Championship, use their exemption to move on to the next year. In the past, if an angler was moved over BPT or took a year or 2 off, and there was a spot opened up because of an exemption, an angler who had that token or exemption could use the exemption and get back into the elites. And that exemption eliminates going through the Opens EQ purgatory, where you don't know if you're going to be able to requalify. That Opens and EQ series is as good a group of anglers as anything, maybe even better. They don't get enough recognition on how amazing a lot of those Opens and EQ anglers are that are competing for 10 spots into the Bassmaster Elites. Now, last season they had Randy Howell and Cliff Pace use their exemption to get back into the elites, and they were leaving the Bass Pro Tour to return. Now, in the past, anglers who did not qualify or requalify would have first priority on invitations, and it's based on the number of legendary points an angler has accumulated. That rule has changed for 2026. Now, and I just need to read it, now in order to use your exemption, anglers must be an active elite angler. And this exemption has been used by a ton of elites that are currently on the fishing tour. And this exemption has been used by numerous anglers who left the elites, joined the BPT, and now want to come back. And like I have in my notes, this is or was a free pass back, allowing anglers not to requalify through the Opens and the EQs. And requalifying through the Opens is nearly impossible. It can hurt your brand. And it's costly, and there's just so much to it. Not to mention, it's a lot of money to put out to requalify for the elites. Now, there's a lot of anglers that left the elites years ago to join the Major League Fishing Bass Pro Tour that have Angler of the Year titles, and they have Classic champions. And now they're not allowed to use those tokens to requalify for the elites. And it has an impact directly on Luke. This is something that was changed this season. And while it really stinks for Luke, unfortunately, I never liked the exemption status as is. I didn't know why they did it. I think that if you want to get to the elites, you should have to requalify. Because years ago, I remember an older legendary angler using an exemption to come back. And I thought to myself, this makes no sense. He isn't going to be able to compete at the level that these anglers are. And at some point, some anglers need to look inward and say, I need to give this up. This is a lot on my body, financially, on my family, and everything. And a lot of times egos come in place because it's tough to retire, especially when you're on top of the game. But Bassmaster made this change for a reason. We don't know what the reason is. But in my opinion, it makes sense. I want to see anglers requalify to make it into the elites. The elites is some of the best anglers. And those anglers who have a token or chip that are in other places are fantastic, amazing anglers. But unfortunately, we live in a different world on how things work nowadays. But what do you think? Should an angler that has a token just get an automatic bid back to the elites, or should he requalify? That's what I want to know. So comment below and tell me what you think. Do you find it weird that they didn't tell us about this rule? That's the other question. We talk about having more transparency in this sport. Yet, unless Luke put out that video, there's probably a lot of people that would never know that this happened. And you can go to Luke's video on his Facebook page. And how do you think this affects other anglers? That's an even better question. So comment below and tell me what you think. Thanks to all the new subscribers and members and everyone who's interactive on the channel. I really do appreciate it. It's a humbling experience, and you guys are just rock stars. Seriously, man. It's unbelievable. And I couldn't be prouder of this community, as not only are you guys my friends, you're family to me. And if I can help you out in any way, I'll do my best. I love to read your comments. I love to hear what's going on. I even love when people call me to check in on me and we just talk fishing or we text or whatever it is. I truly appreciate everyone who watches this channel, because you can watch anything. This is not the most pleasant thing to look at. Hence why I don't even watch my own videos. But I still can't say thank you enough and appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, do me a favor, click that like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you know when the next video drops. And remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.